Ears on. We've been cracking on with a whole load of bits and pieces up here in the bathroom. Yes, this is a bathroom, even though it doesn't look like one yet. And all those things have now unlocked the next big phase of work, which is quite exciting. We've filmed a whole load of it, but it's a little bit disjointed, so I'll try and explain it as we go, and then we'll come back together at the end and we'll talk about where we're up to and what will be coming next. So sit back and enjoy watching us work, and we'll catch up with you in a bit.
Can you see?
Yeah, I'll go for about 1 metre, because it lower down, it sticks out a bit too much.
All right, let's do that.
199.
Let's have a look on the other side.
199. 198.
198 and a half. I think it can be the angle of the timber as well.
Almost certainly, yeah. Yep.
I'm going to go for 198 on both of them to make it a square.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
You ready?
Yeah.
Got it?
Do we want to do this assembly in the hallway?
Yes.
Okay. One of the big outstanding issues in this bathroom is the windows. They're very old and quite damaged, so they'll need restoring or replacing. We'll also need some new frames and somewhere to mount them. So we plan to take a similar approach to the door openings that we made downstairs in the kitchen and the lounge, and install some new timber liners where the new window frames can be attached. No, there's a piece of stone here.
There's also a piece of plaster there. Just hold it back up so I can see how much I need to take off of it.
See if that helps at all. $12. 11.5. $130.
And how square is that to, as much as you can tell, the building or the face of the window?
Well, nothing else is square.
Well,
so.
anyway. So that's the thing, is do we want to make it referenced off the oak lintel so in the bathroom it looks correct? Or do you do it from the outside of the building so that when you look at the house it looks correct? I guess from afar you're not really going to tell if it's out by a couple of centimetres.
You pass me the red level.
Now, of course, these uprights don't have to be flush with this either if we don't want.
They don't have to be, but it'd be a lot easier if they were. Okay, so this red stick is plumb
to the back of it, right?
To the back of that.
Okay.
Let me see if I can just do this.
Perfect.
Oh, I turned the power up on this, that's why I went in so easily.
Interesting, didn't cinch it up too much.
No, it didn't. I'll go another one in the middle.
Yep. Give it a wobble.
Nothing.
Okay, good. And once we put these other two under it, if we can jam them really up, then...
Let's hope so. That's actually
almost
quite
correct.
close.
Try this one, though. Do the whole thing. think that's also a little bit bent though. You can see the gap.
Oh, the timber is bent?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's what I'm saying, use this. Yeah, give that to me. So that it doesn't fall when you start banging things.
No,
it's not so bad
that's perfect. If you look at it straight on.
The gap behind.
Oh, at the top. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Well, this is a rough opening.
Yes, it is a very rough road. That's what
Very
I'm saying.
rough.
That's why we're going to use a longer one, because it gives you the overall. But when we put the other one in, we need to get them on the same face, so they may have to come out again.
Yeah, they might.
We just roughly.
Well, roughly about there.
Okay.
We dry fit all the pieces of the new liners, but we were waiting on a delivery of some extra long fixings to attach them into the stone walls. So in the meantime, we moved on to something else.
All right, so tell me, you are thinking we have 2 wall lights, one on each side of the mirror?
Yes, because I hate the top-down lighting most of the time.
All right, we'll still have something
We'll have
in the
something,
ceiling.
yeah,
Okay.
and I don't know what that's going to be yet. But
Okay.
yes, I think a sink with a mirror above it and some wall lights, probably one either side.
Okay.
We just need to work out where, because we need to run the cables before we do anything else here.
So this piece of OSB more or less represents our 600-ish wide toilet allowance.
Yeah.
So then you're talking about a vanity that goes in this space.
But
I don't think you should center the mirror over that, because that would look really weird.
So I think we want to consider it from a centered in the room,
across the,
in the space.
across the space.
If you've got mirror, tap, sink-ish,
and then stuff.
it's okay.
Yeah, you could go bigger, but for this space,
bigger.
I think.
Could go 800.
Yeah, but are we going to?
Probably not. Up, through, around, and down.
Yeah, but right on the top of that wall plate.
Exactly.
Over that, and then down through there.
Through there somehow. Yes.
We don't have any use for this good pipe, do we?
Good pipe?
We have
not at the moment.
Piece of 40 mil with a good female end on it. I mean, I guess we'll use it downstairs somewhere for the utility room.
This is very awkward.
I can use this.
I think Wednesday's going to be a shower day.
Yes, that's every day at the moment.
So in terms of the end of the light, about here. Top of this stone.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, electrics are in for this wall.
Now, how does that feel?
It's pretty solid.
Should we do another one with a packer if I can find a piece of stone? Like into this there? I can't see.
I think we might want to go a bit lower down just because the one at the bottom really didn't go into much.
Better?
Yeah, nice.
Good. That's all it needs.
That's all it needs.
You can go from the other side if you really want, but
That's all right. Using a spacer on your laths.
it's just easier than trying to look at it horizontally. You know, I mean, I'm sure they're not 100% level, just saying.
Doesn't really matter though.
Exactly.
Oh, we're getting arty.
Through the laths.
There's a good thumbnail right there.
Is it? Oh, we need to buy some more, hey?
More nails?
Yeah. Brad nails.
No, we've got another pack
Oh, where are they?
on the shelf.
Definitely not going to have enough to finish this wall.
Yes, it's a time-consuming and material-intensive system.
Oh, hold on a second. So we'll do a floor plate that goes the whole width of 108. Then I'll cut one that goes here, which is only 104. And then we'll do the two side legs, try and get them as close to the wall so we can contact them into some of this stone. And then an extra leg.
Yep.
And then we'll do the little nogginy pieces to hold it all together.
Perfect.
Should also really get around to replacing this blade.
Oh, you bought new blades ages ago.
I know. Two of them. I mean, this is a framing blade, but it's past its best. For sure. Right, you can take that up. That's the floor plate.
Cool.
Now you might be wondering why we're using this very old-fashioned lath and plaster technique on these walls when we're going to be using gypsum plasterboard and tiles elsewhere. Well, there's a couple of reasons. Firstly, we like to use natural materials where possible. Second, the lime plaster that we use doesn't stick very well to plasterboard. And third, we like this technique and we've used it successfully downstairs, and so we're sticking with what we know and enjoy doing.
So when you do your laths on this side of the door, this is the stopper.
Yep, I understand.
And then when we've done the base coat of plaster, I'll take this off.
Yeah.
And then we can plaster board and tile up to that point.
Okay.
And there'll be a piece of edge, like edge banding type stuff.
Trim, whatever
Trim.
it's called. Beading.
Tile beading.
Beading.
No idea what it's called here though.
You'll find out when you go to buy it.
What's that?
So you'll find out when you go to buy it.
I've found it online before,
okay.
so I've seen the name, I just don't remember what it is. You've taken my stepper? No, where's my stepper? So we're going to go up through here.
Now that the bathroom walls were mostly covered in laths, I thought it'd be a good idea to run some of the remaining electrics in the hallway whilst we still had access from both sides.
Do you want a hand?
Probably, but you're busy doing something else. I don't know which I prefer least, electrics or plumbing. There's not as much innuendo with electrics. They are both very fiddly. So respect to any professional plumbers or electricians out there. I am certainly not one. But we're getting the job done. Let's go in through there. How have I made that too short?
So as you can see, this whole renovation game is not exactly glamorous. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And whilst it can be slow, frustrating, tedious, and painful sometimes, it's always great to see some progress, no matter how big or small. So let's talk you through what we've been up to in a bit more detail.
So we've made some progress.
We have. So let's take a look at what we've done, because we didn't film all of it.
That is true. In the spirit of just getting on with things.
Yeah. We built, much like downstairs, 2 service cavities on each side of the room. And on this side, this is where the shower is going to be, this is going to act as a shelf. And I've always wanted a shelf in my shower, so it was a double whammy in that we get to bring the plumbing across here and have it all hidden away in here, and we get to have a shelf in the shower that goes all the way. So in the bathtub, you'll have some things on here, and then the shower, you'll have your toiletries on here.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be tiled, right? So
yeah.
It's not like a wooden shelf.
So tile, tile, tile. The whole wall tiled. Then tile all the way up to this upright. And then from here across where we have the laths will be lime plaster. And on this side, we've done something really similar. Service cavity, which will act again as a big bench, and it will have a mirror sitting down on it. It's got our air admittance valve on it for the sewage system. And because in this corner we have a weird thing as well, both of the corners are going to kind of curve in like this to hide all the imperfections of this building.
And bring some much needed rustic charm.
Indeed. Obviously it's got all the plumbing coming up here, and then this plumbing will actually come in front of this service cavity into whatever the vanity cabinet thing that we find. We're looking for a piece of furniture to upcycle for this rather than building something. We've got wall lights provisioned. We've got a socket down here provisioned.
And of course the other big change is the window reveals and the things that we've put in there.
And don't they look beautiful?
They look almost finished.
So let me tell you what's going to happen here. We have got slightly different solutions for the two different windows just because of the way that we're using them. So here there's going to be a toilet, and in here we're going to build a shelf in here, and it's going to have a windowsill board come all the way flush with here, and that's going to be mirrored over here, but no storage.
Because there's going to be a bathtub in the way.
There will just be a plastered wall over here. Oh, that one hasn't been nailed.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to have, we're going to try and get some oak to match the lintels and have two kind of slabs of oak as the window boards, and then built-in storage this side, just a plastered wall that side. These windows, once we have finished the bathroom, I'm going to take them out and try and restore them. There's some pretty bad damage in some of them. The frames are shot, so I have to make new frames. So the idea is that within these, we are calling them liners, a frame will sit inside of that and the windows will sit inside of the frame. So I'm going to restore these, build new frames that will sit in here, and I'm going to also put in a secondary glazing unit because I want to keep these as a single pane, but obviously for the heat and the cold, so it's double glazing or secondary glazing. And so the frame that I build will take that as well.
So that will be like a removable secondary glazing
Correct.
frame for insulation purposes,
Yep.
etc.
Yep, and sound. So what we've done is set these back in from where they were because they were flush with the outside of the building, which means they get quite a bit of weather. So I wanted to bring them in a little bit to protect them a bit more so that the overhang kind of protects. That's another big project. So we'll plaster to this frame on the inside. That will be the internal, and then on the outside, when we take these off, we'll come and finish the opening on the outside somehow, to be determined. But it now unlocks the ability to finish the internal plastering on these walls, which is what hadn't been finished. We can now plaster these lath and plaster sections. We can do all of this plastering on this side, and we can start on the ceiling frame as well, and we can plasterboard the shower bath area.
And whilst we have all of that to look forward to, the next thing on the list that I think we're going to start pretty much as soon as we wrap up this video is the underfloor heating. All of the parts have arrived. We're using the same system that we use downstairs, but we're installing underfloor heating on the entire first floor as well. The bathroom is the first room that we'll be doing. It's going to be very similar to what we did downstairs, but we know that you like to watch us do all this stuff, so we will be filming it. We will bring you a video on that in the not too distant future. But for now, we're going to wrap this one up so that we can get started on that. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.